Hi, this is Glenda. All I've got to share this week is the few cards I've been working on. I'm sorry about that. I did go to a market and get this sheet. It's the craft sheets I normally used are sold as barbecue sheets, and they're black and they work just as well, except sometimes the black's a disadvantage. Sometimes you want to be able to see what's on your sheet. And I picked up this, which was sold as Avant-Garde, and you can see it was quite big to start with, and I've cut it in half to get more use out of it. But that was only $5, and that's just so cheap compared to a craft sheet, so I was quite pleased with that. So keep your eyes open for any of the oven barbecue products if you want a cheap craft sheet. I've cased a couple of cards. These are sort of casing Michelle Zindorf's. I don't even claim to be close to what she does. This one was one of the ones out of the Kazaz catalogue. Once again, not quite what they did. My experiments with foil didn't work very well. But the challenge I find with casing cards is trying to find materials you've already got that you can use to get a similar look without having to go and buy something. And I mean, in this case I didn't have the stamps that she used. I had the bird punch, but I didn't have a balloon punch, so I used balloon stamp, but I used a punch that I had to do a glittered shape. This one I actually made a grass stamp with my stamp maker. So I find it interesting to try and use things that I do already have. I've also been playing with my Stampscapes, which I haven't done for a while. If you've never tried these, they're quite a lot of fun. I do find my pictures turn out a little bit similar to each other. I'd love to get some Australian Stampscapes, because I find the pictures all a little bit European, American, and that's not where I live. So I wanted to try some pastels that I'd bought, pastel chalks, to see how they went, but the colours were way too pale for my liking, so I pretty much resorted to the airbrush every time to top it all up. But yeah, Stampscapes are fun. You can get a landscape by stamping without having to be an artist. I've also got out my encaustic wax, and I was really quite pleased with how these two turned out. I do not have the drawing gene. I cannot draw at all, so I quite love that the encaustic you can do something, and if you've got a good imagination you can kind of figure out what it's supposed to be. And I took the advice from a video I was watching where don't start with an idea of what you want to create, play with the wax, put it on, and use your imagination to start seeing a scene. Well, I don't know if anybody else can see the same scenes in these, but I blobbed the iron and to me it ended up a palm tree. So suddenly I had sort of an ocean scene. And similarly with this one, it looked like water, and then it looked like I had a trail, so I tried to put a boat. Once again, that was a challenge because I can't draw. And on this one, this is the worst of them, I tried stamping on it to get an image. Yeah, those two not so good, but I was really chuffed that I quite liked the way these turned out. So you can try encaustic art if you've got a little cheap craft iron, a little dry iron that you don't mind getting a bit waxy, and some children's wax crayons. You can play with encaustic and see if you like it. I went and bought the iron, the encaustic iron, and a packet of the waxes. And I wasn't sure how much I liked it, and I get it out once in a blue moon. But you don't have to do that. You can start simpler. I mean, even the guy whose video I was watching, who's been doing it for 25 years and owns the company, he started with his wife's iron and some crayons when he saw a picture. So they're fun to try. There's heaps of videos on encaustic and Stampscapes with people who actually know what they're doing and are expert. So I'll put a couple of links to sites in the comments. And I'm sorry I don't have more to share, but I thought maybe I should post something because it's been a week again and I don't know where the time's going. But if you watched this, thanks for watching.